I-L?
That's not how Roman numerals work. You usually put the L before, before everything else. That lets you know that that is 50, and then 1, and then 2, and stuff like that. But yeah,
I'm just saying.
uh, all right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everyone, to the shitstorm that is Final Fantasy 14. God damn it, Void Omnia. You know what I meant. Where last we left off, Golbez invited us to go to Altair so he can test our strength. Nyx opted to reside in the trees while being surrounded by Mistress Babaricia, and everyone else decided to go along with Golbez's whole thing to speak to the Dragon Queen. You know, Golbez being crazy. But shortly after the fight had started, shortly before this fight starts to go to a close, Franklin turned into a thing. He had a well of dark energy, kind of starting to, starting to encase him, starting to go over his armor as if it were like a symbiote sort of thing. But after getting swallowed by this thing whole, Golbez decided to pause the fight, or more like stop the fight, and that he's seen enough. And that's where we left off. Quickest recap ever. Right now.
That was a pretty quick recap, yeah.
Right. And so yeah. Nyx, you're up in the trees looking down, and you just saw the fight come to a close. Meanwhile, Vesta, you, Ruvik, and Evangeline had just saw this transformation happen, and Golbez has just stopped. Franklin, Golbez just stopped you. Alright. Let me go ahead and change the track.
Yeah. So I can tell that the fight is like slow, is like kind of ceased at this point, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to raise Bright Eye, sort of like uncock it, sling it, and slide down the tree and just like meet up with everyone.
Alright. When you put away your gun and you begin to slide down, Babaricia seems to come out of thin air. The woman that you saw, she had just came out of nowhere. Her body seems to be forming back together, and she says to you, "It was a pleasure doing business with you." And then again she disappears, only to reappear back where she was before, behind the tree.
Fuck off, you spooky bitch.
Alright.
And I walk over to the gang.
Alright, you join everyone. Here, hang on, let me go ahead and go back to the... Yeah. So yeah, you join everyone back to where everyone is, and Mr. Golbez looks at you all, and he's like, "So, give us a moment while we collect our mistress." And he kind of just like pops out of existence. Not like just a immediate like disappearance. It's more like a slow fade away. And after okay, here, in between this sort of thing, what is it that you wanted to do while he's away right now?
Wait, who are you directing this to?
All of you. Like, what is it that you all want to do when Golbez sort of disappears?
Oh, I'm gonna yell at Franklin.
Yell away.
Go for it.
Immediately as Nyx kind of gets to within decent sight of everyone, he's just gonna look over to Franklin and is just gonna go, "What the fuck was that?"
Oh, lovely of you to join us.
Okay, no, you're not glossing over this. What the hell was that?
Look, In all honesty, I don't know. But where were you?
I was over taking a nap. What the fuck did you think I was doing?
You were taking a nap.
No, you dummy. I was in the tree.
You were in a tree this entire time.
Well, it's either that or I was back home.
The thought didn't occur to you to help us out during that at all?
I told you. I thought I was made. I had to go silent for a bit to make sure I wasn't being followed.
Where? You were in a tree.
Do you keep forgetting how often, anytime we make a plan, it all goes to fuckery?
Well, you know, it sure is handy that we have these little things to keep in contact, isn't it?
Like you're one to talk. You were the one that was saying that you wanted to try and convert your brother back to our side. Next thing you know, you're shouting at him saying you want to kill him.
He is my brother.
And you
yes,
said you wanted to kill him.
Yes, I said that. You know why? Because I was angry at him. And I don't know why I lost control, but you should have been there. You remember when you made that promise to anchor me?
I had everything. Okay, look. You said you wanted to deal with Gomez on your terms. I respected that. Yes, I did jack shit. But I also thought that I also thought that one of Golbez's minions were following me. So excuse me if I try and take some precaution.
You know what? That's fair. I know. Sorry. I guess I got a little too rageful. I'm sorry. And you did what you had to because you thought you were made. That's on me.
How long have you been feeling like this, Franklin?
To be honest, when I went into this, I just thought it was an exhibition match to get the better of him and then talk to the Dragon Queen. And then he hurt, our friends, and I wanted nothing else but to kill him. So I guess the answer is since a few minutes ago.
Oh, great. That just... Alright, well... You're gonna have to figure out how to get that in order, but in the meantime, we've got other things to take care of. If he really is bringing the Dragon Queen, right now, we're all bickering amongst each other like an old polyamorous couple. I don't know, this is all really weird, but...
It's a weird... Okay, but listen.
I'm a kid, how am I supposed to know?
Fucking fair enough, but...
Regardless.
Would like to know that I can trust you next time. We need some covering fire, and we need you. I need you.
I know. Look. I thought I was made. That air chick, whatever she calls herself, one of Golbez's minions, was close enough to me where I got nervous. I had to stay silent. I had to make sure that I wasn't making any moves, and I had to get a good enough distance. Or at least wait until she moved.
I don't hold it against you at all, because I'm just a little stressed. so that's probably why I yelled. And
At this point, that's almost a bit of an understatement, Franklin.
well, as it turns out, this whole shit is getting to all of us. And
Look, I'm sorry I wasn't able to provide any assistance, but you can assure that whatever I do, I'm doing it with everyone's best interests in mind. So that I can make sure that every choice doesn't put everyone in jeopardy.
And
Seem-
as you like take a sigh or an inhale, can you stop that? You can after you take that small sigh, your helmet seems to have come off on its own.
So he's reverted back to Franklin instead of Venom.
Well, the armor stays on. The black armor
Oh.
stays on, but it's just the helmet that's off right now.
I'd like to go. Well, do I see like the helmet anywhere around?
No.
Oh shit. Be like, well, the Dragon Queen is coming here, and whatever she wants to say, however we deal with Golbez, I want to do it on my terms, but I can't do it alone, and can I trust you to provide us with some cover and fire, Nix?
You can trust me to be right next to you at this point. The rest of Golbez's minions are scattered all around the area. Just by me walking out here, I've already exposed myself, so I'm not going to be able to sneak out anywhere anytime soon. I'll be right there with you, Franklin.
Thank you.
Alright. And Evangeline looks to you, Franklin. She says, Looks like I'm not the only one here who's smashing in the armor department."
Oh, looks at the like shadow armor and shit, and is like, honestly, I have no idea how this happened. What did you all see? I feel like I was so focused on Golbez.
Honestly, I couldn't really see much, considering my distance, and I had to keep a second eye out to make sure that, I wasn't being followed or anything.
You got this look of bloodlust in your eyes, and then suddenly transformed into that armor. It was a little bit frightening, to be fair.
Oh, shit, sorry.
Hey, I'm glad to have you on my side.
Even from my distance, I'll admit, I was a little on edge, seeing that whole transformation.
Yeah, I have no idea how this happened. I honestly don't even know how to reverse it. But whatever it was, I wasn't conscious.
I'm sure we can figure that out later, but in the meantime, we've got bigger things to deal with. Golbez is actually bringing the Dragon Queen here. Then that means there may be another fight on our hands.
Yeah. Unless, I was gonna say unless she comes here diplomatically, but knowing her, you know,
Anytime it's been a diplomatic situation, at least two of us have always ended up in a fight.
that's true.
Albeit part of it is entirely my responsibility, but
Did she try to kill us after my meeting? I can't even remember at this point.
Oh,
oh no, that was Medion
Right.
oh,
and Kuja.
she. Damn, I forgot. Like who? This memory escapes me, but someone told us Medion was killed, right?
I think that was
Beliefs.
Golbez.
Yeah. Medion's dead? Did we ever figure out who killed her?
No, it wasn't us, and I don't think there's anyone else on our side of this fight that has the abilities to try and take on someone like that, so my only guess is that it might be the Dragon Queen or any of her allies.
I wonder why she would, like, do that, though. If Medion's so strong, why would she throw that away?
Might have just gotten on her nerves. Who knows?
So many questions, but we all know that there's only one person that has the answers, and yeah, at this point, we're probably all gonna die by her hand, so
Well, this meeting with the Dragon Queen is going to happen sooner rather than later. Man, my brother's really taking his time.
Yeah, you say that, and nothing happens.
Damn it.
Well, regardless, after everything that's happened, there's one thing that I will have to ask you, Franklin, at this point. Do you still believe that Golbez can be saved? And deep down in your heart?
I do, because he's my brother. And, well, people have tried to cross the Dragon Queen before. It's not completely out of the question. It's my blood, and I shouldn't have tried to kill him. I shouldn't have gone all out. I have to dedicate myself to showing him the right way to do things.
Nyx kind of nods a little bit, looks back to Franklin, and goes, "For your own sake, I hope you're right. Because if he is beyond saving, even though he is your brother, there may be a point where we have to fight him for real, and there may be a point where he might fall.
My only request in that case is that, I mean, I would like to have you guys there to help me with, but I would like to do it, to do the deed. But if we can, if he can be helped, then I'd like to help him.
Of course.
He seems to still not come, so do you all want to take a quick rest? A short rest?
I
one
mean,
might say?
I'm fine. I didn't take any damage or anything.
Anyone else? He seems to be he's taking his time. He hasn't arrived yet, and it seems like he won't arrive for a while. So
I'm down
got
for a short rest. I leveled up and all of my stuff got reset, so I need to figure out what spell slots I use.
Yeah,
Oh
same.
shit, yeah. Um, yeah, while they're taking their short rest, I can just sort of do a patrol round and kind of stand guard.
Alright. And eventually we'll cover the opposite. Which means that I need to actually short rest her. Um, Damn. Okay, cool.
Ooh.
Alright. And let me know whenever you guys have finished with your short rests. And then we can continue.
Well, I'm definitely finished with my short rest.
I don't remember exactly how much HP I had last time.
I don't either.
I think you healed a nice amount.
Yeah, I drank hella potions.
Alright, what the fuck? Okay.
Oh,
sorry, that was me.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. I was freaked me out a little bit. I was like, I didn't press that.
No, I used a big potion too, though.
And I mean, okay, here. Well, then just keep if you guys are already at full health, instead of just like seeing what you guys were already at, just keep it the same. Alright. Because I mean, it's too much work. I want to tell the story.
Fair enough.
The never-ending story.
Oh my god.
Let me go ahead and align this again. All right. So, after about a good 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes, you guys have sat around and began to even wonder if he even is gonna show up. But as the doubts start to set in, you see the sky turn almost pitch black. Like, it's like a creeping blackness as well. It's like, it slowly turns black, rather than a, just black, just regular, like that. But you, of course, you see your favorite person of all, your dear mistress,
Selena Gomez?
not that one, that's the other one, that's in another universe. But this one, you see,
I'm probably gonna get hate for that.
You see the Dragon Queen come down from the sky, almost as if it's within the flash of a lightning bolt. But she comes down, and when she comes down, you see 5 other people accompanying her. You see the Golbez, of course, and then you see the 4 fiends. The elemental 4 fiends that were with Golbez earlier. And they slowly descend, and once they make their descent, not Evangeline, the Dragon Queen looks towards you all, and she's like, the Warriors of Lights all together, huh? I couldn't have asked for a better meeting.
What do you want?
Now, let's not get too hasty. For you, I would like to say, you made quite a jump there, Franklin. What could have caused you to go so berserk? From what Golbez tells me, you lost control.
Skip past this. What do you want?
She raises her hand and snaps her fingers. And above her, you can see 3 individuals who you've come to recognize as the Warriors of Darkness. They seem to be bound by some darkness, sort of, they seem to be bound by some sort of dark spell. They're just held suspended upward in the air, and you can see that they are unconscious. Some, for Franklin, you see that, not you, Franklin, but Franklin, like Darkness Franklin, not really, you know what I'm trying to say. You can see that he has a few bruises here and there, a few bits of blood, same with the others. I'll tell you what I want. consider this as a professional courtesy that we will begin our march on his guard soon. Golbez, will you please enlighten them? And Golbez steps forward. You can hear the clinking of the armor plates and such. And he says, "My fiends will be..." He looks backward to them. "My fiends will be commanding the different legions, so expect to see them come in waves. You have 24 hours to get your affairs in order. And then it's war." Thank you, Golbez, for the nice performance. So, you're lucky I'm not too evil to the point where I won't give you guys a head start. Any questions? No? Okay. Perfect. Golbez? Yes, my mistress. And, he looks to, the four fiends, and he's just looking at them. And you can see that the one that you've seen before, the earthen one, this one right here, he looks to you all. He's just like, "Ooh, let me get a crack at them first. I have a bone to pick with all of them from my past experiences."
Sorry, have we met?
Golbez says, "Very well. Warriors White, watch your backs."
Brother,
And he looks back to you all, to you, Franklin.
it doesn't have to be this way. I don't want to fight you.
No, but it does. After what you've done, it'll be all worth it in the end. And then he floats, starts to float away, with his fiends following him.
You know, this whole generalization about things that we may or may not have done is really starting to get annoying. Is anyone going to be specific about exactly what's going on here? Or am I just the idiot here? And that'd actually be a first.
Oh.
The Dragon Queen looks and says, "Why don't you ask your little friend there? He knows what he did." I should have known
No.
that you, of
No.
all people, wouldn't be the one to decipher that.
You see, Nyx is gripping their pistol really tightly in their hands.
Now. I'm the one generous enough to give you this warning, so don't waste it. There's no time for you to fight anyone. You better make your preparations while you still can, Warriors of Light.
We
Because tomorrow,
are going to...
war comes to you.
We're going to prove to you that you giving us 24 hours is a mistake.
Words.
All things considered, you've actually given us more than that, because the war never just started here.
Words, yet no action. Anyways, I shall see you
Delayed
all.
action is much different than no action at all. And you're lucky that I am showing restraint here at the behest of my friends. Because
Why?
otherwise, I probably would have started shooting already.
Why? So you can miss again? There's no need, child. You best keep your choice to yourself. For now, at least.
Leave her alone, Nyx.
I will take my leave now. And, as she snaps her fingers, a flash of lightning just comes down, blinding you all almost for a few seconds. And when your vision clears up, she is gone, and the sky has returned to what it was.
Golbez and the others are gone as well.
Golbez and the others are gone as well.
Nyx slowly starts to let loose on their grip. You can see that there are several indentations in Nyx's hand from how tight they were gripping. Just kind of shakes and it goes, right. Well, Franklin's right about one thing. Definitely giving us 24 hours will definitely be a benefit for us more than them. Because that
If you're
means
telling the truth.
fair.
I always took the Dragon Queen to be a woman of her word, but I mean, I suppose she has done shit in the past to prove that wrong. But she is still an arrogant narcissist. So
She's given us no reason to trust her wholeheartedly, or to trust anything that she says. Between statements of that don't explain anything and answers that are as vague as the questions asked. This is a game to her. And I believe we have a chance to actually win it.
well, we should probably get back. We have to heed. I mean, we have to warn the people in Ishgard to be ready, and rally the forces and shit.
Right. And I don't know how much this I can get done in 24 hours, but I can get Big Swedge and Midas to help provide some defenses and additional purposes for certain projects.
Right. You know, I just remembered.
What?
Were we meant to pick up Orion, or was he meant to come to us, or?
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually don't remember, but we may need to pick him up at this point. We'll take care of that once we get to Ishgard.
Agreed. Hey, Nyx.
What?
Sorry. Again. I got angry. I'm sorry.
Being angry is what makes us be mortals so different. It's how you deal with it. Is what truly makes history and what makes the person. We've all had our moments of anger. But right now, we have bigger fish to fry. If you guys are even interested in fried fish, I don't know. But we need to get to Ishgard. We need to start mounting defenses. And I need to start working on my own means of defense.
Yep. Well, you guys ready?
Sure. No time to
Let's
waste.
do it.
Alright then. And, alright, so do you all want to return to the airship and conclude this portion? Okay. So yeah, you track down the airship and you find out where it is. It's not too far away from where you all are. Yeah. You guys climb all on aboard. Wedge is like, so, how did it go?
Well, there's a lot to sort of unravel, but right now we don't have much time. We need to get back to Ishgard, and I need to have a word with you about that power source.
Alrighty. And where to then?
Ishgard,
Did you
you
say
need to
that
prepare
already?
for war. Yes, I did.
Oh yeah, that was my man. Alright,
No worries.
alrighty. So just you know the deal. Hang on to something. Yeah, you get it. And he just cranks the lever, and he gets ready to take off. And take off he does. It takes
Not into space this time, please.
he takes off. No, he just goes at a regular pace, taking about 30 minutes to get over the mountains and eventually arriving in Ishgard. And alright, and yeah, you land near Ishgard, being dropped off at the check-in station, and yeah, and Wedge is like, alright, so if you need anything, just let us know on the Link Pearl. How much time did you say we have anyway?
Oh, a little under 24 hours.
Oof, that's rough. Alright, well, I guess you better hop to it. You better scrounge up as many people as you can.
Right. Franklin, do you mind heading to the nobles and letting them know? I want to talk with Wedge and Biggs and Midas. With everything that's happened, I might need to accelerate some of my plans.
Alright. Yeah, I can spread the word. It'll only take me a bit.
Vesta, if you want to go with him or stay here, up to you.
If I'm able to help with your plans, I would, but I have a feeling I won't be much assistance to you, so
Fair enough.
I'll go ahead and join Franklin.
Alrighty. Okay. And so you don't get off the airship, Nyx, correct?
No.
All
No,
right.
I'm staying to talk with Biggs, Wedge, and Midas.
Alright. But yeah. Okay. So you cross through. Evangeline joins you all. You three. Well, you two technically. Ruvik will stay on the airship as well. But he joins you, Franklin, and Vesta. She, follows you through the check-in station. Franklin, you let everybody know who you are. Letting you through. You get the gist. But when you arrive back in Ishgard, you can see people start are staring at you, kind of like this time it's not as oh, he's back or anything like that. It's more like oh, I hope he's who is he, or like they it's as if they don't recognize you.
As they're walking, he'll just be like, I'm never gonna get used to this publicity. This is weird.
It's better than being blamed for the destruction of your entire city.
You know what? Yeah, fair. We're gonna go talk to Emmerich, who's the Lord of Ishgard, and we'll see if we can rally kind of like his forces and see who he can bring together for the war.
All right. Oh, I thought he was talking to. Okay, never mind. My bad.
Oh, perhaps.
I mean, I was talking to both Vesta and Evangeline, but
Okay. Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
You guys gotta differentiate when you're talking to me or Evangeline, man. I don't know. All right. Okay, so yeah, you make your way downtown, walking at a moderate pace, uh, and eventually, yeah, you make it to the front of Ishgard Castle, where you open the door and you see Emmerich there. And upon entering, Emmerich looks to you and says, "Halt! State your name and your business here."
Franklin Viola's here to speak with Lord Emmerich, sir.
Franklin? He like looking at you. If I recall, you looked different.
Oh, yes. The armor, it's sort of a long story, but it's still me in here.
Hmm. All right. Well, what is it that you wish to speak of?
Lord Emmerich, I hope, of course, well, first of all, I hope I'm not interrupting, but, to just cut right to the chase. There is a war coming here to Ishgard.
A war, you say? Uh,
Yes, I don't know if you recall, but my brother, his name is Golbez, he sided with this entity called the Dragon Queen, and, well, their intention here is to just storm Ishgard, and he's bringing these 4 elemental fiends and waves of creatures and monsters and
hmm. So, I guess we better hop to getting everyone out of here. So it's just Golbez and the fiends. If that's
Golbez.
if that's the case, then we wouldn't have much to worry about. We can just take the battle outside the city.
Well, Golbez, the fiends, hordes, perhaps, of creatures, I'm not sure, but the Dragon Queen herself might make an appearance. I'm not certain. But evacuation will be smart.
Okay. Alright then. I guess see to it that everyone is out. And he looks to everyone else and says, "You as well. Make sure everyone leaves the city safe and sound."
Alright. Vesta, if you want to come with me, we can lead the evacuation and get people out of the city. Evangeline, if you want to go rally your troops, perhaps?
Yeah, I
Sure.
can. Sorry.
Yep, but
Alright, she's like, "Alrighty, then, I shall see you all in a little bit." And, she jumps and, leaves. Well, first she leaves the castle and then she jumps away. Alright. And, so yeah, you guys are now in the castle and everyone's starting to leave from their desks.
Ready to start helping people out of the city, Vesta?
absolutely.
Let's do it.
Alright, so you head out of the castle, and the other council members follow you, and they go one by one through all the different buildings and throughout the streets. Everyone is sort of like panicking. You can hear a couple of people saying, "But no, this is all we have here. We can't just leave it." And everyone's forcing such. Oh no, this is like a what you can see the entire city is going through. Not only just the people that you're helping out, but also people who are the other council members and the other guardsmen that are helping here.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you do you two want to split up or do this separately? I mean, do you guys want to do this at the same time together?
I'm fine either way.
I feel like it's. I feel like because it's a huge crowd and there's going to be a stampede, I feel like sticking together is smart.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me quickly do a thing. Alright, alright, then, one of you give me a persuasion check with, advantage.
What's your persuasion?
What's yours?
+4.
Go ahead and roll that one.
So it turns out my charisma's not bad. Never mind.
Goddamn.
That.
Almost a dirty 20.
Yeah.
Just close. Alright. So yeah. You guide people, you guys, stick together trying to get past the village that is, just the city that is just, panicking and panicking. Hang on. Where is my stuff? One second. Oh, there we go. Alright. So yeah, you guys come across a bunch of different people. You see, you go after people who seem to have nice and moderate sort of like moderate lifestyles. Like you see people, you help people out of their homes. You help people who are poor. You help people who are even rich. But there's one party in particular that you come across, and they seem to be lying down on a carpet, sleeping throughout all this. They have a bunch of very shaggy clothes, or I don't know, that's not tattered clothes. Sorry, and they have a bunch of dirt on them. A lot of people are walking past them, not even giving them the time of day, but they're just lying down there, miserable.
I will walk up and like shake the closest person's shoulder, trying to get them awake.
All right, yeah, you're shaking them, and they don't seem to wake up at first. But with another nudge, oh shit, with another nudge, you manage to get them, up, and they're just like, huh? What's going on?
Hi, good morning. We have to get out of the city now.
Why?
There's a war coming here, and if you don't get out of here, there will be losses. You have to get out of here now.
This is all I have. Where am I supposed to go?
I'm sorry, but right now, none of that matters. All of this can be replaced. Your life, human lives, cannot. You have to get out of the city, now.
Fine. He lifts himself up and he dusts himself off. And he looks to you, he just looks to you and he just walks away. And when you see them look to you, a lot of people are shoving him away, but he just continues to walk forward. And
I'll be like, I'd like to. Oh shit! Do I actually have a? All right. Well, I'd like to just point my sword towards the sky, and just kind of like point it towards the exit of the city, and just be like, "Follow the crowd. Take any means necessary. You must escape the city now."
Alright, yeah, a bunch of people hear that, and then they follow the direction of your sword, and yeah, everyone seems to be evacuating in a nice. Okay, well, it's not really nice, but everyone seems to be evacuating. Some people are getting trampled, but they do manage to get themselves up. There are a couple people who are around. They are just. They're reluctant to get up, but a lot of the guard is just forcing them to get up and move. But yeah, things seem to be going over quite smoothly than you would have originally thought. And we'll cut over to Nyx to see what he is up to. We will rewind time. Yeah. And he but yeah, this will be the point as soon as you get off of the airship. Nyx, Wedge comes up to you and says, "All right, so you said you had something for me, or you wanted to talk to me about something."
Well, it's honestly something to talk more. It's more of something that I want you, Biggs, and Midas to listen to, but I fear we may have to start working on the mech a lot sooner than we were anticipating.
And how do you reckon we get that done within the allotted time?
I don't know, and I know that at this point there's no way we'd be able to finish it within 24 hours, but we need to get at least some sort of a start on it, so then that way we'd be able to have it. And I know that using a shot at the Omni Crystal is off the table, and there's no way to convince you guys otherwise, but that other power source you had, the one that shot us into space, where did you get that exactly?
Oh, that's just good old fashioned ceruleum. It's think of it like a liquid form of the power of the crystal tower. It runs through the veins of this entire world, and it, it's difficult to tap into, but we managed to secure a little bit of it. Why?
In in your expertise, do you think it would be a viable source for a mech of the designs that I was showing you and everyone else?
Hmm. It depends. Does your machine run on liquid or solid mass? Because if not, then we will have to just use crystal tower power instead of just this.
Right. I'll admit my calculations weren't originally intended for a liquid-based power source, but I'm sure we can figure out something. But in the meantime, we need to at least get some sort of a frame going for the mech, so that way we can at least get a good jump before the Dragon Queen decides to drop something else on our heads.
Yeah, I guess we better get a move on.
Right.
So where to
And as far as,
first? Oh, good.
well, fortunately, I think we also need to pick up my brother the from the World Tree, because I don't know if he'd be able to make it here in time. I'll talk to him later, but along with that, I doubt we'd have the resources on the Ragnarok to make this mech, do we?
He starts to think to himself, I don't think so.
I mean, the only possibility of getting even some resources would have to be to scrap the Enterprise, but I don't think that would be a good idea either.
No, but I mean, I'm sure. I'm sure Midgar has oh well. I'm sure Midgar has a vast amount of parts that we can use. And thanks to this old substance, I can get us there uh, within a nice time.
Define nice time. We only have got barely a day.
How does 30 minutes sound? It's rarely done, and will be going at a breakneck pace, so you will really need to hold on to something if you want to travel there within that time.
Any fat, any faster, and that'll probably tear the ship in half. So
Yes.
I guess 30 minutes will have to do. And in the meantime, we'll have to gather as many resources as we can from Midgar and take it back to Ishgard. Or at least Wu Tai.
Quite so, because this is all we have left. And, it'll be a long time before we can get our hands on some more.
I can converse with my mother to see if we can actually get something from the Crystal Tower that's of a high caliber, but
Yeah.
aside from that, I don't know. I don't have all of these equations sorted out. You see, Nyx starts pulling out the various amount of notes, and Wedge can see that they're a mix of engineer equations and spell incantations, trying to find a balance of the two in order to amplify power. And Nyx just goes, I'll admit, when I first started practicing the arcane, I don't know, I may have been in over my head, but if this can work, then we'll have a decent powerhouse that is that is not only powered by a shard from the Crystal Tower, but can be amplified by a mage's inability to cast magic. Like, and I know this sounds crazy. Trust me, this is probably one of the more crazier things that I've come up with.
Nah,
That's even including,
not
and
even.
that's including the possibility of creating a device to shoot a grenade out of a tube.
But not as crazy as ripping a shard off the Omni Crystal.
Okay, yes, I still think that's a viable power source, but I am willing to work with alternatives at this point, because at this point we are out of time.
Well, I would hope so. Well, other than other than sitting here and talking about it, would you like to head over there and gather these things?
Yes. Contact as many engineers in Midgar as you know, because we are going to need as many hands as possible to get this figured.
Alrighty. And we'll swing by to pick up Orion on the way back.
Right.
Till then, I'd recommend you brace yourself.
Be sure to also brace everything in my... Out of curiosity, have you actually gone through my notes before?
I have a little bit. Let's just say I have a knack for pickpocketing.
Okay. I will admit that a lot of those sketches, for especially in terms of stuff like this, Glot just kind of waves over the engineer, the sort of the engineer magic equations. Most of these did rely on possibilities of using shot of the Omni Crystal, which, yes, I do know is going to be impossible, and there's no way to talk anyone into finding a way to obtain it.
And midway, right after you say that sentence, you can hear immediately, like after you finish that, you hear a gradual sound coming from Ishgard. You can hear what sounds like the panicking voices of thousands of people.
Oh, shit. Well, looks like Franklin's told everyone that the war's about to start. Give me a couple minutes. I need to make sure that they know that we're not just up and leaving.
Alrighty. Make sure you get back here in a good amount of time, because we don't have a lot of that.
I'm just going to be using the Link Pearl. I'm sure it's going to be able to take the range.
Alright. Well, go ahead.
With that, I'm going to Link Pearl up Franklin and Vesta.
Alright. And after, we'll cut over to Franklin and Vesta. Vesta, Franklin, you guys have just saw one of the guards, one of the other councilmen and guards, like, forcibly, like, take people up and, like, bring them in the line that's leading outside towards the city. And after that, you hear a Link Pearl call on your ear. That's a weird way of putting that.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, it's me.
Nix, everything good?
No, everything's good. Like I said, I'm gonna need to advance some of my plans, especially involving the mech that I talked about earlier. Wedge, Biggs, Midas, and I are gonna be heading to Midgard to gather some supplies and then come back here, and we'll pick up Orion along the way.
Are you insane? That's on the other side of Elion.
Wedge says that we can get to Midgard in 30 minutes. If anything, we'll be back within an hour, 2 at the most.
Are you using that magic
Yes.
power we used to? Okay.
Yes, the same one that we used to get to space. Look, there's no other way.
All right. Well,
And I know, look, I know this sounds like I'm doing something selfish, and I promise that, like I said before, everything that I'm trying to do is to make sure that we all benefit from this. Vesta has her arcane transformation, whatever the hell you want to call that. Franklin, I don't even know what's going on with you right now, but we all need to make sure that we are at our best when this war happens, and this is the only way that I can think of making sure that I am at my best. Now, I know, for one, that you all disagree with several things about my plans for this mech, and I can assure you that none of what is going to be going on is going to involve using the Omni Crystal Shard, which I still say is a better source than anything that we can use, but at this point, we don't have a choice. I'm going to need to search for alternatives.
okay. Well, I'm still on the boat that says no for the Omni Crystal, but
Now, I'm well aware of that.
fair enough. But if if Wedge thinks he can get you to Midgard and back in 30 minutes or less, I mean, or an hour, then you guys have got my trust. But just make sure you come back timely, all right?
We'll do our best, and like I said, I'll pick up Orion along the way, so then that way we can have some additional hands helping out with the militia.
All right, Nix, I trust you.
Well, at least wish me luck, because there's going to be a crap ton of supplies, and we'll have to either drop them off at Ishgar or somewhere in Wutai.
Oh shit. Yeah, I'll have to talk to Emmerich about letting mechs in the city. We'll see. But
It'll at least be 1 plus a handful of engineers. Thankfully, because I'm not making mechs for the entire militia. That would be havoc, and last thing I need is to develop machinations for everyone at this point. We don't have the luxury, the time, and nor do I believe it's the best choice.
all right, well,
If Emmerich is able to allow engineers to devise this in Ishgard, I'm going to need an open space.
I'll see what I can do. But you should head to Midgard. Make it quick.
Right. Now you walk in the light of the crystal, gang.
I will say, shit. So much to fucking do. Okay. Fuck. Okay.
Shit's getting real now.
I know. Fucking shit. All right. Vesta.
Yes.
I have a lot to do right now. Can I trust you to continue helping the evacuation and get people out of the city?
Of course, absolutely.
Okay. Just link pearl me if anything goes wrong. I need to check on. There's some things I need to check on.
Will do.
Franklin runs off.
Nix will disconnect the link protocol and start on the journey ahead.
Alright, 3 stories about to separate. Okay, so we'll first start with... Alright. We'll roll a d4. 1 for Franklin, 2 for Vesta, 3 for Nix. 4, we'll roll again. 1 for Franklin. Alright.
I'm stressed.
Franklin. So everyone you know dies, and that's it. Done. Alright, Vesta's turn. No. But Okay, Franklin, after getting off the phone with Link Pearl, and after telling Vesta to, hey, hold the ground here, stand fast, you run off. Where is it that you are running off to?
Okay, I have 2, potentially 3 things on my plate to do right now. The first thing, I'm going to run. My first goal is to find my parents, wherever they are.
Okay. So you run over. You want to run over to where they live currently?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you run through. You make your way past the crowds. The crowds are just trying to force themselves out of the city. You do eventually. You do get tackled every now and then. Not to the ground, but like you just like they just run past you and like you're just getting berated sometimes every now and then. But I will need you to make a dex save.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So excuse me. Okay. So. Okay. Yeah. No. You make it through. Your endurance seems to have held up, and you make it out of the main like crowd that is like surrounding the door, and yeah, you arrive at your parents' house where the white dragon is eating his self.
I'll knock on the door.
Alright. And, the same young boy opens up the door.
Oh, shit. What is his name?
Who are you?
Oh. Hi, sorry. I'm Franklin Vialis. I know you remember me. My mom and dad in?
Yes, they're, wondering what all the commotion's about.
Where are they?
In here. He, he quickly runs to the direction of where they are.
I'll follow after.
And, yeah, you see them in the lounge area, sort of concerned, with Miramis sort of like comforting Lauren. I keep forgetting, is it Laura or Lauren?
Lauren.
Lauren.
You're right, yeah.
Right.
I'll be like, Mom, Dad, thank Leviathan. Do you, are you guys okay? Has anything happened? Are you guys alright?
Calm down, Slayer, old boy. Your father says. Everything's fine. Don't you worry.
Okay, great. I'm sorry. You guys have to get out of the city right now.
And Lauren looks at her staff with the crystal ball on it. And she's like, "Yes, we've known for quite some time that this was going to happen."
You knew, Mom?
Well, of course I did. You don't call me Matoya for nothing.
Okay. Well. Shit. You guys, I don't want anything bad to happen to you. But, Mom, if you knew some war was gonna happen, why are you and Dad still staying?
It's our duty. We must stay here.
No. You can't. No. Mom, Dad. You can't.
Son, I know things are getting hectic out there right now, but we must. It's the law. We have to stick around, make sure that everything in Nishgard stays in check.
But what if something bad happens to you?
And as soon as you say that, you hear as if a big freaking like you hear a giant machine fly past you, almost at supersonic speed, just flying over you. It just sounds like a vroom. Flies overhead, and she says, "Don't you worry. I've been around for a long, long time, and we can handle ourselves, dear."
I know you guys are strong, but you guys have to promise me that nothing bad is gonna happen to you then.
And they look to each other, and Matoya, or Lauren, your mom, stands up, and she puts her hands on your face. She's like, "Now that I can't promise. Who knows the destruction that damned queen will cause? And for that, I can't promise you that. But if anything does happen, I just want to let you know that no matter the things you've done, you're still my son. And your father and I, we both love you. Very much so." Hello? Hello?
Did he freeze?
Ah, shit.
I think he
I
did.
thought he was taking a dramatic pause for a second.
So did I.
Oh God.
Ay.
I'll pause
Maybe
for
his
him.
internet went out?
Oh yeah, I know that all too well.
Dude, that sucks because that was a good scene.
Right?
Right? Ah, there he goes. Ah, there he goes.
There you go.
Hey, yo. Alright. Here, I'm a... Oh, never mind. He back. Guess who's back? Back again. Hey there.
Jesus.
All good?
Yeah, there we go.
Alrighty.
So-
Okay, what's the last thing you heard?
My mom was basically like saying, she and my dad still like, yeah.
Yes. Alright.
He'll be like, "I love the both of you too. If something bad does happen, I still am sorry, and I love the both of you. But if you do see a chance to save yourselves, don't feel afraid to take it."
We'll do our best. But it seems that you have something that you need to do.
I'm sorry. I wish I could stay longer.
Don't worry about us, son. Miramis stands up and he puts a hand on your shoulder. Don't you worry about us. You need to be worrying about the world. Make sure that everyone here gets out safely. And protect them.
I will. He turns around and starts running off, and then looks back and is like, "Keep her safe, Dad, please."
He nods his head and he says, "Oh, and your mother and I also apologize for everything that we tried to make you become. We shouldn't have had so much control over what you wanted to do. And we should have just let you make your own decision. And for that, we We apologize.
He was like on his way out and then stops and turns to face them. Takes out Eclipse and bows with it and just kneels and says, I forgive the both of you. We all made mistakes, but what's important is to learn from them and keep moving forward. And no matter what, this blade, no matter who wields it, will always be yours.
And as you say that, your sword kind of it turns from its from its darkened state, and you can see that the darkness sorts of like shatters away from it, and it leaves the blade that you had before.
Franklin's like silently thinking about how cool that was, and then stands up and is like, okay, I have to go, but be careful.
You as well, son.
He runs off.
What else is it that you wanted to run off and do?
Shit. Okay. Second thing was I wanted to link Pearl to Evangeline.
Alright. Yeah. You link Pearl to Evangeline, and she picks up.
Hey, Evangeline. Everything all right?
Yeah, just about. It took a little bit of convincing, and you can hear some muffling coming from the background. Yeah, so don't worry.
That sounds like something to be worried about, though. I'm not
worry about anything. Just know that if you want to find us, look in the northern part, in the northern side. You'll see us coming in there.
Okay. Your forces are ready then?
Nearly, yes.
All right. You have my trust, Evangeline.
Thank you, sir. And then she just like lets out a little chuckle, and she hangs up.
Okay. Then the last thing I'll do is go talk to. Well, fuck! I should have just brought that up earlier. I'll find Emmerich wherever he's at.
Okay. Emmerich, he seems to be leaving outside of the castle, starting to kind of like lock it up, almost.
Your Highness, sorry, one last thing.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
First, sorry the feast couldn't happen. Second, I know Ishgard isn't very particular on Magitech, but I have a friend who's the smartest person I know, and for lack of better terms, they want to use mechs to aid in this battle. Is that all right with you, Your Highness? You don't have to you don't have to use them or like do anything you're uncomfortable with, but my friend thinks they'll give us an advantage.
What the hell? We're already at our wits' end anyways, so a little tradition breaking could be a little good for right now.
All right.
So
thank you, Your Highness.
Yes, you have my full permission to use any sort of magitech or magic within the city grounds.
All right. I should go. I'll help the evacuation and whoever needs my help.
Yeah. carry on.
Be safe.
You as well. Meanwhile, I will go and collect the other council members.
All right.
All right.
One last thing.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Link Pearl to Nyx.
Oh, okay. First we shall. Okay, yeah, go ahead. You get you pick up the link pearl. Call Nyx. Nyx. Right now, you're on the other side of Elian. You're in Midgar right now, and we will get to that sort
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
Yeah, but right now you're in the markets district looking for items, and you do hear a link pearl call.
Yeah.
Nyx, good news. Emmeric's gonna allow mechs in the battle.
Oh, thank Rama. All right. Still got a little bit of ways to go here, but we will be getting back as soon as we can. And once we do, expect a good amount of engineers and Magitech supplies coming into Ishgard. I'm gonna need a good space to at least get some of this started. And I don't know, I'll talk to Midas to see maybe we could also get some to see if he still has that prototype for the Reaper to maybe provide some assistance. I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass at this point.
All right, well, I mean, I don't literally have any clue how any of that shit works, so you have my complete trust, and when you get here, we should meet at the front gates.
Got it. I'll see you then.
All right.
And give me 1 second, and then I will roll again.
This war got me stressed, man.
Like, holy hell.
I mean, as wars often do.
Yeah.
Alright. D4 of Fate. What we got? Alright, remember 2 is Vesta, and 3 is Nyx. Nyx. There's no T at the end. Anyway. Okay, free space. Alright. That is you next.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
That's-
So, this is after you get off the Link Pearl call with Franklin in Ishgard, while the airship is still parked at the sort of, what's it called? The, fucking...
Outside the gate.
Yeah, I couldn't think of it. And after you get off the phone with him, he says, Wedge comes back, and he's like, alright, so the ceruleum is now plugged into the bottom core of the airship, and we are ready to take off whenever you deem it so.
Right, we're just about set. Set course for Midgar.
Alright, make sure you go down below deck and hold on to something.
Fair enough.
Alright. And, he gets up to the helm, and he says, Biggs, pump in the ceruleum, and Biggs sort of cranks the cranks, and, Wedge starts, turning the wheel, pulling some, you pull buttons, yep, that's what you do. But, after, a moment goes by, the airship lifts up, and it lifts up even more and more, and he says, alright, y'all, prepare, and he cranks it, and then you guys take off. You go a little bit slightly above where Ishgard is, and, you start making your way upwards into the stratosphere again, bringing yourselves up, but not going as far up as you guys were, but then you guys start taking off at a breakneck pace, where it's just like, the jets start spitting out the stuff. I'm not good at describing this, but you guys go really fast. Gotta go fast, like supersonic style. But,
Yeah.
as promised, as Wedge promised, you zoom past, you go over the city. I mean, you go over the city, you go over the little ocean here, you fly past the tree where you see it, making your way through, and you eventually pass the Crystal Tower and then the estate. And not too long after, Wedge yells out to Biggs, "Get ready!" and Biggs runs down below deck to swap out the ceruleum, and he shouts out now, and then he swaps it out, puts back in the regular fuel, and you guys start to slow down, and you guys just make your descent in the airship hangar, and you have arrived in Ishgard, not in Midgar.
All right. As we're descending, Nyx is going to turn to Biggs, Wedge, and is Midas on the ship too?
Yes.
Okay, so he's gonna turn to Biggs, Wedge, and Midas and go, right. I need all of you to fan out to various spots around Midgar. Gather as many supplies and as many people that you can trust in to get this done.
All right.
I'll try and also get a hold of my mother at the estate, see if she can quickly bring down a shard from the Crystal Tower that might be powerful enough to, more powerful than most of the other shards that we get around here. Unless any of you can think of another spot that has a tower shard of high quality.
No, but one of us can take the airship. Oh, we'll take the Enterprise and make a run to the Crystal Tower and snag a couple of pieces.
Right. Biggs, you head over to the tower, grab the head over to the tower, grab a couple of pieces. Make sure they're of high quality. We need crystals that are powerful for this.
Alrighty.
If any of the Crystal Guard give you any difficulties, just tell them that you have my full permission.
Alright then.
Wedge, Midas, fan out throughout Midgard, gather supplies, gather personnel, get them to the Ragnarok, and hopefully we'll be able to. And then eventually after that, we'll need to make a quick stop over in Athad to pick up Orion, and then either head to Ishgard or Wutai. Hopefully, we get to stay at Ishgard, because that'd be nice to stay in one spot for once, but we need to prepare for any outcome whatsoever.
Yes. Okay, well then, I guess we better hurry up then.
Right. Let's get to work.
Yes. Alright. And you guys get yourselves off of the airship, and you're in Midgar. And
While I am going around on a supply rampage, I'm also going to try and reach out to Orion.
Alright.
Via Link Pearl.
Okay. And before you could actually reach Orion on the Link Pearl, you get a call from Franklin, and we all know how that conversation went.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Say again?
So yeah, after that conversation, cut off the call with Franklin, immediately go to call Orion.
Alright. You had the Link Pearl set to Orion, and you try to contact him. And it rings for a little bit, but you don't get a response.
I try again.
And after you ring them again, they do pick up. And though the person on the other line doesn't sound like Orion, you hear a little bit of a chuckle on the other end. Hello there, Artemis.
Do I recognize the voice?
You recognize the voice as it is the Dragon Queen's voice.
Oh,
I immediately stop in my tracks and I go, what the hell are you doing with my brother's Link Pearl?
You didn't expect me to just come down and give you all this free time without getting something in return, do you?
Where's Orion?
Within my grasp. As I said before, if you can manage to stop your good old-fashioned war, I'll return them to you.
He has nothing to do with this.
Apparently so, considering you're frantically calling him.
If you so much as harm a single hair on him,
You'll do
I
what?
swear to...
What? You're not here. You're nowhere to be seen, in my case. I can do whatever I want with him. He is my little plaything until you give me what I want.
What could you want that I could possibly have? You've already gotten rid of my double.
Oh, don't play dumb. I want that crystal. And, she immediately hangs up the link pearl.
Nyx hangs up. Mix of anger and panic, and you're just roiling inside of them. And then just in the middle of the street, just yells very loudly, "Shite!"
And, Wedge looks at you and he's like, "What's the matter?"
We've got trouble.
From where?
Doesn't matter right now. Get the rest of the supplies. We're moving faster. We're moving ahead of schedule even more.
Right. I'll see you on the airship in a little bit. I'll call you when I have all the things ready.
Right.
And he runs and heads away. And yeah, you are on your own in the middle of the markets district.
I am now continuing to grab more supplies, even with more intensity than before and with more rush.
Alright. Yeah, you go to all the different technical shops, like things for sort of, things that can lead to power sources, different shelled armors, artillery, different sorts of plating, all the ins and outs that you would need for a mech. Though it is kind of hard to find these things in mass quantities, considering a mech has never really been done before, but you do manage to snag some stuff. But what is it that you intend to do about payment?
I'm just putting this on the company tab.
Alright, so yeah, you tell them about the company tab and all that kind of stuff, and so
Yep.
you gather all this
Just
stuff.
just basically give them a rush note, basically saying give this to the to members of the Pendrick Magitech company, and they will be guaranteed payment in full.
Okay, yeah. You rush in, you take a bunch of stuff, and you take a lot, as much as your sorry to say, but as much as your scarring arms can carry.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But unless you want to make multiple trips, that what you have is about a good, I would say 60 pounds worth of metal and other sorts of parts. Of course, you're not carrying this all in your hand. You're carrying it in a nice size wheelbarrow.
I'm at least gonna drop this off at the airship and see what everyone else is kind of scrounged up.
Alright. You make your way back to the airship, and what, do you want to contact them on Link Pearl?
Are any of them at the Ragnarok at this time, or are they still all out? In Midgar.
Well, when you're there, people, like, Midas is, like, putting some stuff on the airship, and then he heads out directly afterwards. Same with, Wedge.
Alright. I'm going to pull Midas out for a quick bit. I'm gonna go, Midas. Do you still have the prototype for the Magitech Reaper?
Yes, it's in your I believe I put it in your quarters if I remember correctly.
Double check on that. I want to make sure it's on the ship when we leave.
Right then. And he heads up and he goes and he checks. What is it that you want to do while you're waiting?
I'm heading... Actually, no. I want to make a call to my mother.
Okay. Yeah. Alright, yeah, you make a link pearl call to your mom, and she does pick up. Hello?
Mother! Oh, thank Rama. Listen.
What's the matter?
Right now, a lot, but... Listen, if you see there's going to be a bit of deductions from the company accounts, that's all me. Don't worry about that. That's the good news. I'm getting supplies for something that's going on. But something's happened.
What has
It's Orion.
What? What happened?
He got himself kidnapped.
Oh, for Rama's sake.
It's not his fault, it's mine. It was the Dragon Queen. She somehow found out about the plans I was doing, and she's trying to use Orion for bait.
Oh, okay, so, we gotta find a way to find him, right?
Last I heard, he was at the tree. He was at the tree in Nothad, but look, right now, there's too much going on. I can't juggle between Orion and the oncoming war that's happening in Ishgard.
Okay.
I don't know what... I'm working on something. Hopefully... I'm working on something. Hopefully that'll be able to actually face the Dragon Queen, but she somehow found out about that, and... She says she wants... The only thing she said to me before she disconnected was that she wants the crystal. Now, I don't know if she means the crystal from the tower that I'm getting Biggs to snag right now. Oh yeah, if you saw the Enterprise flying around, that's Biggs. He's grabbing a crystal from the tower. I need one that's very powerful.
Okay.
But before that, I had another idea for a power source. One that I knew for certain would rival the Dragon Queen's, but everyone else dissuaded me from it because it was a mad idea, which I understand, but it was the only thing that I could think of at the time.
And what would that be?
A shard of the Omni crystal.
What? Surely.
Look, I know it's crazy, but that's the Dragon Queen's power source as well. I figured if we had something like that to power my project, we'd be able to have something that'll be able to face the Dragon Queen one-on-one. But like I said, everyone dissuaded to me on it, and right now I don't have much choice, and that right now is off the table. But I don't know if the Dragon Queen thinks I have a shot of that, or the shot that I'm getting from the tower.
Well, I'll send guards out there to the Crystal Tower, and I'll also try to contact Cornelia or any nearby country to help guard Othar and make sure everything is okay there, and make sure she didn't decimate the entire city or the entire town or whatever.
That'd probably be a good idea, but I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't think she would find out about this plan. I didn't say anything to her about this plan, and the only ones that know about it are people that have been with us the entire time. Well, except for maybe Midas, but I mean, to be fair, I trust him more than anything at this point.
Don't listen to me, son. You're not the fool here. She obviously, from what you've told me, since she's had experience with the other variants of yourself, she must have known that Orion is important. And so she used that as an excuse to capture my son.
Look, I'll get him back, Mother, I promise. And I'll make sure that whatever happens, the Dragon Queen will get what she deserves.
Give him hell, son.
I love you, Mother. I'm gonna disconnect the call.
Alright. And, so yeah, you disconnect the call, and, after that happens, Midas comes down from the airship. You're still at the airship, correct?
Yeah, no, I'm still on the airship.
Okay. And, yeah, he brings down the plans from where you, he brings them down to you.
Right. And the actual prototype?
The prototype.
The one that you demonstrated with me along with the locomotive.
Oh, the Magitech Reaper?
Yes!
We'll have to go outside of Midgar for that one then.
Fair enough. I want to make sure that gets loaded onto the ship as well. If we don't get this mech prepared in time, we're going to need to at least upgrade the Reaper to the point where it has some heavy-duty artillery.
Alright. Well then, we'll have to make a trip outside. Do you have everything you need?
I think we got most of it, but there's been so much happening right now, and
Well,
we should be fine.
hopefully so. If not, then we're all kind of fucked. So, what do you say we head over to there and just snag it and rerun back?
Right, let's go.
Right then. And they hop on the airship, and the Wedge hops back on, and he says, "Where to?"
Just outside of Midgar. We need to pick up the prototype of the Magitech Reaper that Midas built.
Okay. And he lifts the airship and he drives back. He flies it over to the train station. And alright, make it quick. We don't have a lot of time left.
Right. Let's go, Midas.
And he leaps out of the airship, landing on the floor. By the way, yeah, Wedge didn't land it. He's more like hovering, but Midas just jumps out.
That's fine. Yeah, no, I'm basically jumping out as well. Forget the ladder.
Alright. And yeah, you land on the floor.
Right. Where did you leave the Reaper?
Here. And then he pulls down the curtain, and it reveals the Magitech Reaper. This old thing.
Right. Well, considering it's been left out here for, what, at least a month by now?
Yeah.
Maybe
it hasn't been used that much.
Right, well, we're definitely gonna have to oil it up. But we've got about 20 hours or so at this point. We should be able to at least fine-tune it enough to where it's gonna be operable, and then we'll focus on upgrading it if we need to.
Alright then, let's get it up there then.
Right.
Okay.
At this point, has Biggs returned from with the Enterprise?
Not yet. Because, I mean, the amount of time that you guys have spent have been, well, due to your rush, it's been about 20 minutes in total.
Right. As we're loading the Reaper up, I'm gonna shout over to Wedge. I'm gonna go, Wedge! Get a hold of Biggs, see what his ETA is. Depending on the time, we'll have to pick him up.
Alright. And he calls Biggs on the Link Pearl while he's up there. And Midas looks at you and says, "Alright, so this thing is gonna be kind of odd to move. I can pilot it over to where the airship is, but we're gonna have to find a way to get it in there while it's hovering."
Might be able to open up the portions of the ship that eject the Enterprise, be able to store it through that direction.
Not a bad idea. Alright. And then he jumps in and he kind of presses the different buttons, and you can see the Reaper start to light up. The eyes on the front of it has turned like a blue color, and then it stands up on his 2 legs.
All right, I'm going to try and jump back onto the airship via most likely a ladder.
All right.
Get to the controls for to the side. Get to the control panel that is in charge of the Enterprise ejection system, and open up the bay doors for that so the Reaper can get on.
Okay. Yeah. You open up the bay doors. The arms kind of come down, and Midas is like, "All right, ready?"
Ready.
All right, and then you can hear the Reaper just start to clink, 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 and it just walks over, and then it he says, "All right, initiating the jump protocol," and then it just starts to it starts to spout like the fire from its backside, and then it starts to lift up, but then the fire immediately goes out, but the arms catch it, and then it brings it up into its belly.
Right, Reaper secured. Bring it into the Ragnarok.
Alrighty. And then the arms bring it up, and he gets out of it. Now,
Alright,
Good.
I close the bay doors after the Reaper gets inside.
Okay. So, alright, we got that done. Now we might need to move this out of the way so that when the Enterprise gets in, we're gonna have to make room.
Yes, of course. We can figure that out at the moment. Wedge, how are we doing with that ETA?
Biggs is on his way here.
How long is it going to take? 15, 20 minutes?
About 30 or more. So we're gonna have to swing by to pick him up.
Right.
And
Alright, let's get going.
I'm sorry.
I just gonna... Yeah. No, I look to Wedge and Midas and I go, right. Head count. What's the supplies that we got so far?
Hopefully enough to make to either reinforce the Reaper or make a medium-sized mech. It's not going to be the largest thing in the world.
Well, I was able to get about 60 pounds worth of plating and artillery, which, think about it, is not really much, but honestly, that's as much as I can get with a wheelbarrow. Wedge, what about you? Any supplies, or were you able to grab any personnel?
I was able to grab a couple of things, namely a couple of things that lead up to the power source, because without the wiring, nothing will ever work, and also a control system.
Right. Midas, what about you?
And he goes down, and he says, I have this thing here. This thing, it may look small, but trust when I say it's powerful. It's capable of holding and harnessing different sources of power, namely powers that can even rival the Omnia crystal.
Right. Can we use it to be able to siphon power from say, magic practitioner to amplify artillery within a mechanical source?
That's a little bit tricky.
I know, I've been working on equations for months.
Well, we don't have time to go back and do anything else. Let's just continue on, and that way we can think of something.
Right, let's go pick up Biggs.
Alright.
Midas, might be a best idea to move the Reaper now, maybe somewhere in the cargo hold.
Oh, yeah. And then he eventually gets in there and moves it over to the side.
Right, I turn to Wedge and then go, after we pick up Biggs, we need to head straight to Ishgard.
Yes. Alright, hang on. And, yeah. So, while we're doing that, we will cut over to our good friend, Vesta. Vesta, this is about, I'd say, 20 or so, no. About 50 or so minutes after Franklin had just left. And what is it that you want to do before Nyx gets back to Ishgard for 50 minutes?
My whole goal is to just help escort people out of the city, and if there's anything else that people need help with, I'm there.
Okay. Let me grab. I don't know why I did that. That was an idiot move on my part. Shit. There we go. Alright. And, yeah. Okay, so for the next almost hour, you are going by and picking people up. People who are stumbled down, people who are getting trampled, and it's just people who are having a tough time getting through. This is about 30 more minutes in. You see a couple of children who are locked inside of a building who can't really get out. It's like as if they're banging on the windows that are next to it, but no one is trying to give them the time of day.
I'll go ahead and try the door. I'm assuming it's locked, but
yeah. You try to open the door and it is not locked at all. Fuck. It is not opening at all.
okay. I was gonna say these children are not trying very hard, are they? All right. I'm gonna. Oh, go ahead.
No, you good.
No, I'm good.
Alright, but yeah, no, you can hear, the little children, they're like, well, you can hear the muffled bangs of glass, beside you. He's like, help us! That sort of thing. And, as soon as you see them, you can see a person, and you can see a person on top of that same building. They're just standing there, looking over. This doesn't appear to be a person that you recognize. They just seem to be one of the common folk. And, yeah, so you're sitting, you see these kids, but, that one person who's hanging at the top, who are just like, just standing over it, he just leaps off. You can almost hear him whispering to himself, I don't want to be in a world of war. And then, he just falls, and, falls almost directly beside you. It's a little gory, but I'll spare the details, but, they just jumped off and leapt off the building.
Can I really quickly use, oh god, do I have it prepared? Healing word. I have a feeling I won't do anything, but...
Yeah, you can go ahead and, you can certainly try to do a healing word.
Alrighty. Glory's 5 hit points.
Okay. You try to do the healing word, but, unfortunately, he has already got.
Yeah, me too. That's disturbing that the children have just seen that.
Alright, what is it that you...
I'm gonna try to go up to the window and motion for the children to, like, move out of the way of the window.
And, yep, after, they see you do this, they just stop banging, and then they just, clear out.
Alright, I'm gonna take my quarterstaff and see if I can smash the window.
Alright. Make me a strength check.
Oh god.
No, okay, so you hit your quarterstaff against the window, boom. You just hear a muffled sort of glass sound, just like a doom. It does not work.
One more thing, I will try to cast Arcane Hand and have the Arcane Hand hit the glass.
Okay, cast Arcane Hand. And...
Investors hands!
And when you do this Arcane Hand, is there like a specific roll you need to do for Arcane Hand to work, or?
No, it just summons it.
Right.
I can make a strength check with the hand though.
Okay, yeah, then go ahead and do that. Oh
God,
my
that's still a bad
god!
roll.
That's actually pretty good. Okay, so you can see the hand sort of makes a little. What are you doing? The hand makes like a giant fist, and it you punch the glass, and shards go everywhere, and the kids are like shielding themselves. A few cuts get in, but overall they are not harmed too badly.
Okay. I'm going to immediately desummon the arcane hand and then go through the window and help the kids out.
All right. Yeah. And when you get in there, you see that this is not only just a random house for like you just see a random house full of kids, but this is a full-on orphanage, and there are about a good 30 to 40 kids that are in here.
Jesus.
Um,
Well, I'll try to get them to go in a single file line out of the window.
Um, and as for when you look over towards the door, you can see that the entire like locking mechanism has been shot. Like not like shot like a shot, but like it's been like it's been defected.
Like somebody was tinkering with it, or
Yeah. Yeah, but you managed to get one by one all of them out the window. A couple of them scrape their legs against the glass that is like still hanging on the bottom, but they overall get out of the building safe and sound. It's not like really a large jump to get down. It's just like 3 feet or so. But yeah.
alrighty.
You lead them all out, and one of the guards walks up to you and says, "You got this place locked down? Made sure no one else is here."
I'll go double check, but I'm pretty sure that was all of them.
Alrighty, I'll make sure these kids get to safety.
Thank you.
Okay, and he goes over to where the kids are, and he's just like leading them on a path that's different from everybody else, to avoid them getting trampled to death.
Right.
And as for you, you are outside now. Do you wish to go upstairs or look around?
Yeah, I'll go make sure there's nobody else in the house before I move on.
Okay. You go upstairs. Make sure no one else is here. No one else is here. But one room in particular does look very odd to you. It seems to have a desk on the at the very top floor. It has a desk, and this seems to be the office of that of the orphanage that you're in. But no children are here. No one seems to be in here anymore.
I'm tempted to investigate, but I'm gonna move on because we got more people to help out.
Okay. So yeah, you move your way downstairs, and you end up in at the base part, and then you hop over the window. But yes, pretty much almost it's at this point it's pretty easy to get everyone on track because mostly everyone has led out of the city. There are of course a nice a small chunk of people who are trying to stay behind, but overall everyone's trying to force them out. But after another 20 or so minutes, reaching to the point where we are now, mostly everyone has pretty much fled the entire town. It is now the only people who are now in the town are the councilmen. You can see Lord Emmerich making sure everyone has left, and a few of the guards that are still around, still checking other houses and such. But overall, everyone seems to have been escorted out of there.
Sounds good. If I'm sure that the guards no longer need assistance, I'll start making my way back to where the airship's gonna land.
Okay. And as for that, when you make your way back to the airship, you do run into Franklin as well. as
Cool.
he had been helping from a different location. But Franklin, you do meet up with Vesta.
Hey, how'd it go?
It went as well as it could. I think everybody's out.
That's good. That's good. My parents said they wanted to stay behind and like fight. I don't. I mean, I tried to convince them not to, but it seems like my parents are staying. Um, you're all right though. Like nothing bad happened.
Um, yeah, it went relatively well. Um,
All right.
sorry to hear about your parents, but you know,
I mean, that's where I got my stubbornness from, honestly. Um, but I told Nix and the gang when they get back, they should meet us at the front gate. So I'm not sure how long they're gonna be, but I mean, we actually can find out. We should probably link pearl them.
yeah, we can always just call him.
Yeah.
Who are you trying to link, bro?
I suppose Nix.
Yeah, you link Pearl Nyx, and Nyx, you already had picked up Biggs from the from the Crystal Tower, or on his way from the Crystal Tower. You just swallowed him up in his little airship. But yeah.
Right. I pick it up and I just go, "What?"
Fucking shit. Shit. I don't fucking is everything okay? And are you on your way back?
Franklin, it's just you. Look, sorry about that. I'm kind of on edge right now. I'll explain when I get there. Yes, we're on our way back.
You are definitely not the only one on edge right now, I'll tell you that much.
Trust me, it's gotten way worse.
Okay.
Like
Hey,
I
what'd you
said,
find out about? Oh,
I'll explain everything when I get back.
okay. Yeah, me and
I-
Vesta are heading.
Look, I'd tell you right now, but the way things have been going, I don't know how much I can 100% convey on the Link Pearl, and right now I think it'd be better if I actually just explain this in person, because right now it's complicated, it's stressful. I'll see you when I get back.
Okay. Yeah. Me and Vesta will be at the front gate. Evangeline also did something that kind of made me worried a little bit, but we'll talk about that when you get here.
Right. Did you get Emmerich to allow the whole Magitech situation?
Yes, you have the green light.
Oh, thank God. Right. That makes this a lot easier then. We'll see you in a bit.
All right.
I hang up, and then I just kind of look to everyone and I go, all right, we're dropping this off at Ishgard.
Alright. First off, could you get off my desk?
You fight him.
I mean, I'm on your computer, so I can't really move that.
He just keeps coming back up. Alright. Okay. So, you say that, and yeah, Wedge swaps out the fuel source, and you guys head back to Ishgard. Meanwhile, back in there, you guys, you two, Vesta and Franklin, for what sounds like silence at first, is then accompanied by the clinking of metal, but not just one person's metal. You can hear it's the sound of 100 people's metal, probably thousands, who knows. But from the northern side, as Evangeline told you, you can see from one building to another a ton of purple armed people with lances and dragon helmets. You can see it's an entire freaking sort of horde of dragoons, and they all jump from one building to another, and they just land on the ground. You can just, like, they're jumping back and forth. It's like a swarm, kind of like the swarm of dragons that you saw when you went to talk to the Dragon Queen that one time. But it's just a swarm of dragoons, and they all land in front of you. And Evangeline leaps down afterwards, and she stands up. And as she stands up, she brings her spear down, ding, and everyone else follows suit. And they even let out a battle cry, like a "Huh!"
I'd like to salute to Evangeline.
And yeah, hang on. God damn it, cat. Make sure I got this correct. Okay, so yeah, this is pretty much what you see.
Ooh.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you just see a ton of them. What looks to be 1,000. And you said you wanted to go speak to Evangeline?
Yeah, I'll salute to her and then and then go walk up to her.
And she says she goes up to you as well. And she's like, so here's my army.
I knew I could trust you, Evangeline.
No sweat. Let's just say some eggs had to be broken.
Yeah. About that link pearl call, what was the noise in the background?
Nothing. Don't worry about that. It's just my old legatus. He was opposed to bringing the entire army to war, but I silenced him, so to speak. Don't worry, I didn't kill him. I just
Okay, well, you know.
just tied him up,
I
you
think she
know,
committed a
Silenced.
war crime.
and then gagged him.
Well, you know.
Did you say eggs?
A couple of things had to be broken. But it was in the name of winning this war, okay?
Yeah, I think she committed a war crime.
Or several?
You know, the thing that I'm imagining Evangeline has done in my head is probably not what she's done, but
Probably not.
If you're implying that she stomped on his nuts, that's not what happened.
Yes.
okay, well, were we all?
I certainly was thinking.
Alright,
But
Well,
no, she's like, okay,
thank God.
so we are ready whenever you all are to get into position.
Great. Evangeline, once again, thank you for rallying the troops. If I could, I'd like to say a word to them.
Okay. Here, go ahead. And men, listen up.
Franklin takes like a few steps back to be like fully in range of like everybody, and shouts, fuck. He shouts, brave soldiers of Ishgard. This coming battle is one that determines the fate of us all. Your strength, your determination, your courage, your bravery, wit. Find it. We are soon to need it. I trust each and every single one of you. And know that in 50 years from now, each of your names will be in the history books. You stand against the greatest forces of darkness that man has ever known. And for that, I commend you. All of you, as part of the battalion of this kingdom, you were meant to pilot us towards the light. And today, you will pilot us towards salvation. For Alien! And I lift my sword.
And then they, you see they all lift up their lances. For Alien! Awoo! Awoo!
Oh,
walk back
yeah.
up.
Awooga.
Walk back up to Evangeline.
No regrets. No regrets.
uh, I'll walk back up to Evangeline and be like, well, your men are very energetic. Men are just-
Oh yeah, they've been trained good. And she turns back around to the dragoons and she says, "All right, men, disperse." And then she taps her spear down like, and then immediately they all leap into different directions, as if they were never even there.
Franklin will just he will touch his the shoulder of his like breastplate, and just kind of tap the head of the white dragon, and he will whisper to himself, will say, "Live with honor and die with glory," and then walk back to Vesta.
Vesta, you had just seen this gigantic army of armored dragoons just leave within the blink of an eye, and Franklin turns back to you.
That was quite the speech.
Thank you. I mean, I kind of stumbled through the middle, but no one remembers the middle of a speech, right? It's just the end and.
Truly, yeah. I'm sure it's all a blur already. in the nicest way possible.
I'm sorry, by the way. I mean, you're so young and to have to be roped into a war and everything.
I mean, Nyx is younger than me, so
Fair point.
it's better than staying and doing nothing in Cornelia while all this goes down.
Right about that. Nyx and the gang should be arriving soon. I suppose let's just be ready and wait till then.
Alrighty.
And Evangeline leaps in the air, and when she leaps, you can see right on cue the giant airship just flying really fast past you and landing over there where the bridge is, and it starts to make its descent. And while Evangeline talks more to her troops and you get ready to prepare, next episode is when the war happens.
I mean, we still have all night, right?
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
I gotta eat. Don't y'all worry. Tomorrow,
Holy
since it's
shit.
those sessions last longer, I wanted to save the big thing for that day.
Right. Fair enough.
Yes. All right.
I'm glad.
But for now, all right. So before we actually end the episode off, do you guys want to take a long rest in the airship while you guys wait for the next day to come?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
All right. And
I mean, Nyx is probably going to be busy working. And is going to be working the whole night. I guarantee it.
Not the whole thing.
all right. So, yeah. Everyone, thank you for coming on to this big build-up. Next episode will begin the final chapter. Not really the final chapter. It's more like the final chapter of the Crystal saga, I guess, before we move into the actual 3-episode or so chapter of the actual campaign.
Oh,
Oh
But-
my fuck.
We will see you all next week for that epic beginning. Goodbye, streamers.
Bye-bye.
And goodbye, creamers.
There it is.